realfaith.org.au.
I purposely got all the gangs together. I said, we're going to meet the Prime Minister and Judges Minister, Police Minister, all of these people, and tell them what's happening with you. That was the first time in the history of Papua New Guinea, gangs facing the Prime Minister and the police commissioners and all these big people. This is the purpose of reconciliation and also changing the heart and the mind and the soul and the spirit. And that's what happened.
Welcome to Real Faith. Conversations about the impact faith has on our lives and the challenges we go through, helping us today and giving us hope for tomorrow. That's real people, real life, and real faith with Eric Scatterbo.
Charles Lapa was born as the son of a chief in the southern highlands of Papua New Guinea. When the first missionaries and colonizers arrived in his valley, Charles watched his father lead their tribe through a time of change. Charles himself has gone on to live a life filled with chiefs, gangs, and prime ministers, along with a huge impact for the Lord. We'll hear his incredible story today and about the book written about his life called Searching for Paradise. Charles Lapa, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Thank you, Eric.
Glad to have you with us, and you're joining us from Brisbane today, is that right?
Yes, I'm in Brisbane.
So you're temporarily visiting Australia at the moment.
Yes.
And you have had a very fulfilling life filled with, as we just heard, chiefs, gangs, and prime ministers. We're going to get to all that, but let's go right back to where it all started. You were born in 1952 in Papua New Guinea, is that right?
Yes.
And tell us, what was it like? What was home life like growing up in the Highlands?
Yes, I grew up in the Highlands. That we are the last people to be visited by the missionaries in the year 16th of September, 1960.
Now, I understand before that, your father had an encounter with God even before the missionaries arrived. Is that right?
Yeah. Yes. Before the missionaries came, we were living a life of our bush life, bush materials. Everything is bush things, and our culture, our way of life. And the mountain is a very important place for us, where my dad could go up every year to speak to gods above. We believe in there is a God beyond the cloud. That is very important for us, for having a mountain. And so while I was a childhood, my father was one of the great chiefs, of course, as you said. And when I was 3 and 4 years old at that time, my father encountered with the source of, it could be God, could be angelic being, called 3 times. And that's where my dad answered that voice that came from the sky and calling my name, Tik Yai. And the Tik Yai means calling my name, Charles or Nombo, which is my village name. And my cousin and my father who answered that call. My cousin spoke his own language, which is my mother's tongue, and my father spoke in his own language. And they replied and said, "You speak," and 3 times. And on the 3rd time, he called my name. And when they said, "You speak," and he didn't speak, and he went away. And then my dad had to leave by 5 o'clock in the morning to come and see us because we were about some 10, 20 miles away from the mountain, and come back and found out that we were still alive, or I was still alive. And we realized that God has called me from that mountain. That's what my father said.
So the voice he heard mentioned your name in particular?
Yeah, 3 times, yeah.
Oh, wow. And this was before he knew anything about Jesus or Christianity.
That's right. But Eric, mind you that my village, my tribe, they already know there is God beyond the cloud. Already know. My grandfathers and fathers, they know there is God above all other gods. The small gods are the demons and devils and all these earthly gods. But there is a God above the cloud, and they always believe that. My tribe.
Oh, okay. So in a sense, you could say that your tribe was kind of prepared for hearing about Jesus and the God above the clouds,
Yes.
in a sense.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so you were 3 years old. Your father has this spiritual experience, hearing your name 3 times.
Yeah.
What happened
Yes.
next?
And then he came. He came early morning, about 5 o'clock, and to see that I'm still alive or my family are still alive. And then
Why would he think that you weren't alive?
because if any of our name is called in mountain, that is a special, and your name will never be mentioned there. Only that there's God above the sky will call and speak, and that's why he had to come back to that physically that I'm there.
Mm-hmm. So he saw that you indeed are alive.
Yes.
And so he knew there was something special destined for your life.
Yes. Well, he never tell us. He never tell us until when the white men came, missionaries came, and then I went to school. And when God started to use me, that's when he mentioned with my cousin, both of them spoke to me.
So you learned about this years and years later.
That's right. That's right.
So let's talk about the first missionaries coming to your village. What impact did they have?
Well, it's very important that because we've never seen a white man come in. And so first time white men came to our village was the missionaries, especially my area. And so the Lutheran missionaries came first, and then the Catholics came, and then the Evangelical Bible Mission came. That's in the 60s, 16th of September, 1960.
Okay. And what impact did they have on your village?
Well, the impact is that the tribal leaders have to now join which people to be the spiritual leaders. My father chose Catholic, and the other tribe joined Lutheran, and the other tribes joined Evangelical Bible Mission. But it's interesting because that's a part of the tribal pride that you have to get one, and that tribe have to get one missionary, and another tribe must get the other missionary.
Oh, okay. So they were proud to get the missionary that they got.
Yes. And then, of course, they know that the children will join them. Like my father said to me, now you're going to join these missionaries. And then he said, you can become like them. They are the Catholic priest, so you join them as a priest. See, that's the purpose.
So you were originally, your father thought you were going to be a Catholic priest.
Yeah, because my father wanted me to be a priest, yes.
Oh, okay.
Because we are not following the white men. Then whatever, first people are they, then you have to be like them.
And so what did you do?
Well, now, the Catholics say that they start the church. And so my father is the tribal leader who also got that church into our village. And then we have a church there. And then the Lutherans got, the other tribe got Lutheran. And the other tribe got the other missionaries. And then they start the catechists or like training place, teach us the Catholics' teachings. And then they start the school. So we went to Catholic school, and then the Lutherans went to Lutheran school, and then evangelicals went to evangelical school.
So you were going to school. Were you some of the first people in your area to learn how to read and write?
Exactly, Eric. We are the first group who went to school.
Wow, that's pretty special.
Yeah, that's right. So you can see, interesting because the ladies who taught us, and some from Central Province or Papuan side came and taught us the way of God and followed the Bible and stories of Jesus, and that's how we began.
So you not only got a basic education, but also a basic understanding of spiritual things like who God is and who Jesus is and all of that.
Actually, our place is the first missionaries came. Government didn't come yet. So we were already evangelized, and we were taught. And then we also removed all the demonic worship.
Oh, okay. So that's a very practical impact on your village, no longer having the demonic worship.
That's right.
And what impact did that have on the life of your village?
Well, that's why our village and our area if you come around Papua New Guinea, Janet went and visited us, and all of our
Janet,
people
I should say, is a mutual friend that you and I have.
Yes.
Janet
Well,
Dixon.
she came in because our area is a Christian area, so still today there is a peace, and we enjoy the Christian life there. And our village people always go to church, and my mother and father.
So they must be very, very grateful that the missionaries chose to come to your area.
Yes.
Our guest today is Pastor Charles Lapa from Papua New Guinea. We'll hear more of Charles's story and about the incredible impact he's had in Papua New Guinea. That's all coming up when we return right here on Real Faith.
The Word for Today is Australia's most widely read daily devotional, designed to give you practical teaching to keep you focused on your relationship with Jesus. Read it online or subscribe to the free printed edition at thewordfortoday.com.au.
You're listening to Real Faith, conversations with real people about how God works in their lives. If you want to know more about integrating faith into your life, our website is realfaith.org.au. Just go to the website and you'll find helpful articles about the impact faith can have on your life. Once again, that's realfaith.org.au.
Welcome back. I'm Eric Scadabo, and today I'm chatting with Pastor Charles Lapa from Papua New Guinea. Before the break, we heard about the impact the first missionaries had on his village back in the 1960s. Now we'll hear what happened next in Charles's life as he continues to share his story. So you're learning how to read and write. What comes next in your life?
Well, first we have to learn the Pidgin school. Pidgin is our common language that we speak in Papua New Guinea.
Is it Pidgin English?
Pidgin English, yeah.
Yep.
And then we learn that in the Catholic school teaches us. And then we learned English. English was taught by Australians. They came up as missionaries, and they taught us, yeah.
And then eventually you went to Port Moresby to work?
Yes, we complete the primary school in Pangaea, Southern Islands, and then we came to Port Moresby. And in Port Moresby, and we did the high school, where the Catholic schools, and then I finished the school and I went and got a job in Port Moresby.
Okay.
So I work as a public servant with the Australian government.
And then you came to know Jesus personally at an evangelism campaign?
Yeah. I went over to another town called Rabaul, and people come and preach. The evangelist from America, T.L. Osborne, when he preached, and then I was listening, and he did some miracles and signs and wonders. And first I thought this man is tricking us because they want to trick us. But then later I realized it is true, because people walking, and paralyzed men walk and all of that. So, and then the Bible verse says in Hebrew chapter 13, verse 8, Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. And then when I saw the healings, and I believe it. And then next day I came back again and I listened, and I accept Jesus also, and I become a Christian.
Okay, so what happened to your life after that? How did that impact your life?
I was still working, but in the afternoon I'll be doing outreach and preaching, and then I spoke to all the people that never been saved. And then I was promoted and come to Port Moresby, and I worked among the gangs, because they were at that time so many gang leaders and gang members, and Port Moresby was very bad.
Yeah, tell us about, I think they're called rascals. Tell us about the gang members and what they're like in the Port Moresby area.
Port Moresby, you have more than, about 3,000-4,000 gangs.
Wow.
In every suburb. Every suburb has its own leaders.
Yeah. Weren't you afraid to be among the gangs?
No, since I accept Jesus, I was not afraid. I have to go and tell them about Jesus, and there was a fire of God on me, and something happened to my life, and even the gangs trying to attack me, but they couldn't attack me, and they can't see my face. And that's why the most worst place was Morata in Port Moresby, where most murderers and most gang leaders live there. And then I can feel in the word of God saying that you must leave and go to Morata. And that's where I set up.
Mm-hmm.
And we set up a halfway house, and we set up a girls' dormitory and boys' dormitory. And then we bring the rascals and the gangs who are helping rascals. And that's where the change was happening.
Yeah, but I see here in my notes, at one point you were actually shot. Is that right?
Yes. While I was looking after them, there are different gang groups.
Mm-hmm.
So not a gang group thought that I'm helping the other gang, and I'm not helping them.
Oh.
And that's why the other gang group came and shot me.
Oh, wow. So, I mean, were you injured seriously? How did you recover?
Yeah. I had 2 times they shot me, point blank.
Wow.
First bullet came and hit me, but bullet didn't go inside. The second bullet went through it, and then it went the other side at the back of me, and it was sitting there. And then the former prime minister and others, they sent me to Brisbane, Australia, and they did an operation and everything, and I was better, and I went back.
Okay, so you recovered. So that was your main focus at that time, to try to reach former gang members, and you had a halfway house so people who wanted to get out of gangs could come. Is that what the purpose of the halfway house was? Yes.
That was the purpose for girls and boys. The girls have different dormitory and boys have. And we look after them for last some many years now.
And we should say, somewhere in this time of your life, you met your wife, Lucille. Is that right?
Yes. I was also invited to go and preach in a town, Northern Province, Kokoda and Northern Province. That's where she come from. And I went and preached at Easter Convention. And then that's where I met her. And then I actually, prayed and fasted for a woman for 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went and preached around and come back, my wife rang me. And then she said, "Oh, I just want to be friend with you." But I said, "No, I don't want to be a friend. I'd like to marry you."
Oh. Had you just met her? How long did you know her?
Because I fasted and I prayed for 30 days, and I went and had that crusade. And I fasted for a good woman.
Yeah.
And that's when the woman rang me, because I said to the Lord, only a woman would call me. I don't want to call a woman anymore. And then she called me. So then I said, she want to be a friend. I said, "No, we're going to get married," I told her.
And what did she say?
She said, "That's okay."
Oh, that's okay.
She said, "That's okay." I'll go and talk to my father.
Oh, that's
then
good.
her father told her that, yes, I also talked to him, and I took him down to have a shower. And then he said, when he was walking down, the Holy Spirit said, "That boy will marry your daughter."
Oh.
And he told her that that's from the Lord, and let him marry you. And that's it. We got married. No boyfriend, no girlfriend.
So none of that dating stuff. You just went straight to marriage.
No. We don't. I said we can't do that. I don't want dating, and I don't want to be a boyfriend, girlfriend. We get married straight away.
Now, you knew that Lucille was a strong Christian at the time.
Yes, she was a Christian, yeah.
Okay, and then you went on to do ministry work with her. So it's a partnership between the two of you.
Yes, she was a very strong Christian and a high school teacher, and very strong Christian. So we got married, and then she became a part of us to pastor the churches and start the churches and work together and work among the gangs in the country.
Mm-hmm. And you held crusades?
I had Operation Tannenbell, they call. Operation Tannenbell means having like a police do the operation. We did the operation by telling all my gang members or former gang members and all my Christians will go around with me, like 30, 40, and then we'll tell everybody to come and come and visit, and then they will see signs and wonders. A lot of gang members got saved through because of miracles and signs and wonders happen. I'm the first evangelist, Papua New Guinea, that preaching the crusades around the country here.
Oh, wow. And you saw many former gang members coming to the Lord?
Yes, hundreds.
Okay, and then eventually you made contact with political leaders and set up a meeting between yourself the gangs and the political leaders. Is that right?
Yes. We had big crusades and get all the gang in the city come. It's almost 40, 50,000 people.
Wow. So these political leaders could see you're having a huge impact there.
Yes. Well, they already know that I was always in the media. And also many times my crusades, many gangs surrender, bring their guns and, police will spend a lot of money, but I don't. I just have a crusade and they all surrender themselves. And then their lives are changed and they see that there is evidence that the gangs changed their lives.
So did you find that a lot of these gang members really wanted to get out of that rough, violent lifestyle?
Yeah, well, somebody have to love them, take care of them, and also somebody, these are the reject or high school dropouts or grade 6 dropouts, and that's why they are frustrated and kids that can't make it. And for that reason, they will become gang members and gang leaders.
So you were showing them there's another way, there's hope. You can get out of that violent lifestyle.
Yes. I was reading a book where one of the movies that I saw was a Cross and Switchblade.
Yes, I'm familiar with that.
Yes.
It's a movie about a gang member in New York City, if I remember correctly.
Yes. That movie really helped me.
Pat Boone was in the movie.
Yes.
Pat Boone and Eric Estrada, if I remember right.
That's right, yeah. I saw that movie everywhere, all over Papua New Guinea, all over the city. And many, many gangs come forward and receive Jesus because of that movie and what happened, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, so you're having a huge impact. And that movie was made in the 70s, but it basically showed, gang members are more or less gang members anywhere in the world. They're all fighting each other and over areas and turf and all that kind of stuff. And they found out that there was hope. There was a different way you can get out of, drugs and all that violent lifestyle.
That's right.
And so you were doing more or less the same thing, but in Papua New Guinea.
Yeah. Well, I also went to U.S. and see what they were doing here. And it's very interesting because I saw the people were safe. And then they also set up a halfway house. And when I come back, and I set up a halfway house also for the boys. And also I went down to Australia. There is a setup there also. And a halfway house. And so I thought it'd been nice to help them through the halfway house. Yeah.
I believe the name of the gang member was Nicky Cruz. Do I have that right?
Nicky Cruz.
Nicky Cruz, yes. And I met him in my home city of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where he was doing a play of his life story. So it wasn't the movie. It was like more or less the same story, but it was a play of his life story and going around in neighborhoods in the inner city and inviting people to come to the play. And, of course, there was an invitation to accept Christ as Savior at the end of the play. So interesting that this Nicky Cruz has had a huge impact. New York City, my home city, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and also in Papua New Guinea. That's fantastic.
Yes. That movie has made a lot of impact. David Wilkerson was...
yes. Pat Boone played David Wilkerson, the pastor, the preacher who... took a huge gamble and went to minister to the gang members in the heart of New York City. Okay, so how did you come to set up a meeting between prime ministers and other politicians and gang members?
Well, because the big impact in Papua New Guinea was at that back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, where more gangs attack and also gang breaking ender, and nobody could go because everybody got scared. And my boys and my truckload of boys, we will go out to the settlements and speak to them, and we create a friendship and tell them that this is not a right way. And then what they said to us is that we are drop out. What about our children? What's going to happen? And then they will also join as a gang in their life because we're not educated, we don't got a job. And for that reason, we are creating ourselves a business, which is a rascal activity. And I said to him, no, there is a better way. I said, we're going to put up a halfway house for you to come and stay, and we will train you and also educate you and get the corresponding courses. And then I'll put you through again school. And in that way, you can go back and get a job and get a proper job and proper work. But the first thing first, I said, you have to receive Jesus Christ as a Lord and Savior first. That's why we set up a Jesus Center halfway house.
Mm-hmm.
And when they come, they know that this is a Jesus Center. And they will always talk about it and worship Jesus and read the Bible. And if you don't want, I said, you are welcome to go back. But if you want to change, you stay here. And that's when the impact happened, when boys were changed.
Wow.
And then that's when the government began to see big change and the gangs got saved. Some of them are now politicians now. Some are businessmen.
Mm-hmm.
Some of my boys.
But there was one particular time when the prime minister met thousands of gang members face to face. Is that right?
There's about 4,000 of leaders, gang leaders were met. And I purposely got all the gangs together. I said, we're going to meet the prime minister and judges minister, police minister, all of these people, and tell them what's happening with you. That was the first time in the history of Papua New Guinea, gangs facing the prime minister and the police commissioners and all these big people. And I told them that don't touch them and things. This is the purpose of reconciliation and also changing the heart and the mind and the soul and the spirit. And that's what happened when the prime minister meet with the gang leaders. And also prime minister give them some kind of a work and, give them a street cleaning or whatever little contracts.
Oh, so he tried to get some work for them.
Yes. And that's when the change took place. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, that was part one of my conversation with Pastor Charles Lapa from Papua New Guinea, who's sharing his incredible life journey. We invite you to join us again next time for more of his story. Meanwhile, to learn more about Charles, you can check out the book written about his life. It's called Searching for Paradise, a story of chiefs, gangs, prime ministers, and the God beyond the clouds. The website is searchingforparadise.org. Once again, that's searchingforparadise.org. Well, until next time when we'll hear more of Charles Lapa's fascinating story, I'm Eric Scadabo. So long, and God bless.
You've been listening to Real Faith, and if you have any questions or comments, you can send us a message through our website, realfaith.org.au. That's realfaith.org.au.
Real Faith is a production of Vision Christian Media.
This program is a production of Vision Christian Media. To find out more about us, see vision.org.au.